Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your September 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. Now before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, feeling yourself become calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe, loving space. All right. So what we're going to do first is move your Moonology and your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really give the moon, Luna, a voice of her own. And let's see here. How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. I love how they just popped out like that. That's awesome. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic, with one bonus card. Awesome. Okay. So we have here set out from full moon to full moon. So from the 2nd of September, which is the full moon in Pisces, which already is going to be astoundingly powerful for you, to the full moon in Aries, which is on the 1st of October. And those of you with either a lot of Aries in your chart or born on the cusp of Pisces, born on the cusp of Aries, are going to be very affected by this moon and by these two moons and the way that you're moving forward. It's just going to be a very intense time. So before any of the cards are turned over, Spirit wants me to make that clear. Now the new moon is on the 17th of September, which is in Virgo. So let's see what the tarot has to say. We have on the left-hand side your inner self, the middle is your heart, your emotional self, and the right-hand side is your public self. So we have the Magician, I love it, the Tower, the Three of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. I like that digression here. We have the Guardian, which is a Taurus energy, a time frame of April 20th to May 20th. The Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles, meaning that the new moon in Virgo is greatly affecting you, all right? Because, of course, the King of Pentacles represent an earth sign energy, a Taurus, a Virgo, and a Capricorn. And you have both Virgo and Taurus here in the cards. And then you have the Six of Swords. So you're definitely moving forward. And again, you have the Seven of Swords here, the King of Pentacles, and then the Six of Swords. So you have that countdown. You have the Page of Cups, which is you in the Minor Arcana. Pisces, you're represented by the Cups in the Minor Arcana, by the Moon in the Major Arcana. You have the Eight of Wands, You have the Knight of Wands, which again connects you with the fire sign energy of Aries, because the wands represent Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And then we have perspective. We have the Hanged Man here. You do not see things the same way as everyone else. And you have the Chariot, a very powerful, water sign energy, right? And the Chariot is a Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. So here, there is such a force to you during this time, moving you forward. Now, right off the bat, we see that blessings are given and change is happening. You are moving out of a place that Spirit saw you as being stagnant in. And what's so beautiful about this full moon in Pisces, it says balance spirituality with practicality. But for you, Pisces, you need to balance your heart with your dreams, your way of moving on this earth. Because for a lot of you, Pisces, if you try to do something that is quote unquote mainstream, and you try to be just like everybody else, you're going to find that you're miserable. You're going to find that you, and it was so funny because I was just thinking about this, and it's so weird that Spirit is showing me that conversation that I was having with my spirit guides. And it is saying here that what you are doing is you are finding your place. And remember, this is the mystic moon. This is the dreamer's moon. This is the poet's moon. This is even the witch's moon. But above all, it's the high priestess moon. And the high priestess takes the veil from our eyes. It illuminates the mysteries. It moves us forward in a way that is uncomfortable, which we see here with the tower, but also makes our fortune. All right? And when I say fortune, when Spirit says fortune, they do not mean that you Scrooge McDucket into, a big vault of money. They mean that you're wealthy, spiritually, personally, that you move forward contented. It doesn't mean you have to have the biggest house on the block or even a big house. It means that you're safe and secure. And that's something that really is invaluable. It really is beautiful. And so with this full moon in Pisces, you move towards the compassion. You move towards the abundance. You move towards the love. And that is what really empowers you during this time. And as you surrender to the divine, you find yourself surrendering to the fact that the veil during this time between the spirit world and the practical world is astoundingly thin. You find yourself moving forward in a way that opens doors for you, that helps you to see things more clearly. You're going to find that your compassion, your intuition, your sensitivity is heightened, which can be very overwhelming because the world can be a very harsh place. There is no time in history that it was perfect. None whatsoever. And so here, as you are moving forward, there can also be a sense of seeking and craving, really good night's sleeps, or even just like really good naps too, to rejuvenate yourself. But you also will seek meditation and prayer, and those are all the really healthy ways to move forward and seek release from the hardship and to rejuvenate your soul and your body. But because life is hard, and sometimes we don't always go to meditation or to prayer or to good night sleeps for rejuvenating and revitalizing ourselves. You can also find yourself drawn to alcohol or drugs or sleep to find oblivion instead of to find peace. And so here it's to be very mindful of those forms of escape. Because as you move forward with a sense of emotional awakening and a sense of compassion guiding you. You may very well find yourself very drawn to deities of compassion. This can be Kuan Yin, this can be the Virgin Mary, this can be, Hestia, this can be all different forms of compassion. And these could even be people who lived, where you sit there and you're just greatly inspired by them. You see a bit of universal love, of this sense of the heart opening through these people. And this is going to be a very powerful thing for you during this time, because Pisces, you're in your full moon. And when you're in your full moon, it hits you harder and it hits you deeper than it does other people. It moves you in a way that is much more raw and much more open. And you're going to sit there and think, what did I do to deserve this? And then you're going to sit there and think, what did I do to deserve this? Like, how did I get to be so lucky? And yet, how did it get to be so hard? And that is life. That is the beauty and the struggle of our existence. And it moves you here to the new moon in Virgo. Virgo's new moon, okay, the new moon is on the 17th of September. And it says a time to give rather than to take. And your instinct is going to be to give of all of you. You're going to be like, listen, this is a time to be selfless instead of selfish. This is a time to, raise everybody up. And you're going to forget about you. And we see this here in the Two of Pentacles. You're going to not want to do that. All right? So here, it's to give rather than to take. To give of yourself to yourself rather than taking you and giving it to everybody else. Now, it's not being selfish and self-centered, all right? Because that's going to be something that you fear. You want to be the person that people rely on. You want to be the person that is caring and compassionate. And that's where you feel the most comfortable and the happiest when you are moving forward and you know your worth and you know your power. Here with this Virgo new moon, it's giving to yourself to energize your battery, to move yourself forward, to break down walls and barriers, and to say, this is me. And as you do so, you see new beginnings coming forward. You see yourself walking from one way of being into the other. And you see this as a new start coming. This is a time to plant the seeds. And this is the time to know that, yes, not every seed that you plant grows. Not every seed takes off. And sometimes we have to try, and we have to fail, and we have to look at things, and we have to reevaluate, and we have to see ourselves more openly and more honestly to move forward in the direction that we want. There is going to be a time here, and we see this with the Tower, most definitely, with the Seven of Swords and the Six of Swords. We see, and the Hanged Man, we see that you are wanting to move forward, okay? And get very hard on yourself and very mad at yourself when you are stuck, when you view yourself as really not giving it your all. But know that every single time you've fallen, every single time you perceive a failure, every single time it's hard, it's also you truly being you. It's you opening up the door for yourself and learning and understanding and gaining knowledge and wisdom. You can gain bitterness and resentment. And sometimes the bitterness and resentment, it comes first. It just does. I mean, been there, done that, And we have to learn. We just do. As human beings, we have to learn. And we learn through falling, through failing, through hardships, through pains, through thinking of absolute desolation and realizing that we're worth more than that. And that's what you're seeing with this moon. It's a very powerful moon. It's a student moon for you. You're learning a tremendous amount during this time. And as you do so, it's preparing you for the Aries moon, for the Aries full moon. It says a fiery climax approaches. A fiery intensity builds within you, erupts like a volcano, moves you forward in stubborn determination, and this is getting you started. This is having you see things so much more intuitively, inspirationally, personally, powerfully. And as you're moving forward, you're being guided. You're being guided by the spirit animals of September, which are the bear spirit and the owl spirit. Now, the bear spirit is going to be really great because I just see this as, I just felt warmth just wrap around you. And that's what you're going to feel like from the bear spirit. The bear spirit is very mama bear. And I know people say, what about Papa Bear? Well, Papa Bear in the wild does not have the same role as Mama Bear does. Mama Bear will take down anybody who goes after her cubs. That's just it. If you see a baby bear walking around, you get inside or you get somewhere away because the Mama Bear is going to be right there. And that's what this spirit animal is going to be like for you. This spirit animal of the bear spirit is going to be right there with you, guarding you, guiding you, moving you forward. You might feel this little shove kind of like on your shoulder, this little pressure. That's the bear, kind of steering you, guiding you, saying, think about this before you act. It says take time out. Take time out to look at the seeds that you plant over your heart, to look at what you're truly passionate about, because this is dominion over your world. This is authority over yourself. This is being larger than life. And this is feeling very protective towards those who are weaker than you, who are smaller than you, but also knowing that you cannot pull people out of darkness. You can't. You can give them light. You can say, here's a candle. Here's the way forward. Here's the ladder. What you do with it is your choice. What I do with my knowledge is my choice. And the Mama Bear spirit also knows that. Knows to let the bears get stuck. let the cubs, fall down. Let them, have their disastrous adventures. Always making sure that they are safe, but also knowing that they cannot teach the lessons as well as experience can. And that's what the Mama Bear spirit is going to be doing for you. It moves you then to the Owl spirit. And the Owl spirit says here, you are seeing clearly now. And you are seeing clearly. There's a deep connection to wisdom, sharp vision, sharp understanding, keen observational skills. I mean, you're really seeing everything, which during this moon, okay, when the veil is lifted from your eyes, you are strongly connected with the High Priestess. The High Priestess in you, especially since this is your moon, and the High Priestess is really empowered in this time of Pisces. The High Priestess is going to be hitting you even harder. You see things much more deeply, much more passionately, much more truthfully. The mask is taken off. All right? When you look at people, you do not see who they want you to see. You see who they truly are. And as you see this, you see beyond the mask that people wear. And you see the truth of who they are. And it can be very disappointing. It can be very disconcerting. And here there is a sense of you being protected. Like the Mama Bear is coming in, protecting you as this insight, this understanding is coming forward, as you are learning, as you are guided, as you are seeing. And this is going to be a time of many awakenings, all right, of a lot of power leading you forward. And it leads you towards the spirit animals of October. And the spirit animals of October feel very contrary, right? Because you have the crow, you have the dove, and the crow is ominous, and a whole bunch of crows is called a murder of crows. So it doesn't seem to jive with the peace and the love of the dove. But here's the thing it does. The crow spirit says, co-create with spirit, all right? And the crow brings forth change. It also brings forth sacred law. It's trusting in your personal integrity and intuition. Do not change you, all right? And as you're moving forward, speak your truth. It's not being mean or rude, or as I was combining them to, mood about things, or being in a mood about things. It is really saying here that you are transforming yourself personally, spiritually, and powerfully as you move forward because of the messages that this crow brings, because of the sacred laws that are brought forward, because you sit there and you know your truth, and you know that yes, people might not see the full you, just like people do not see the full beauty of a crow. They have a harsh caw, right? They sound scary. And they are dark, 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 dark. And we as human beings who are sight animals, okay, sight hunters, we like the light. We don't like anything that's too dark because it scares us. It makes us think of the night, and the night scares us. So here with the crows, they make us think of the night, right? And they make us think of battle and war and terror and hardships and pains, because that's when humanity gets transformed. It is when the pain of what we put ourselves through is too much, that our consciousness cannot abide it anymore, that we transform. And we start to see the beauty in this. Here, there's that dark purple, that dark blue. Beauty guides you. You start to see the beauty in the night. You start to see the beauty in all aspects of life. It brings you then to the dove spirit. This says, be peace. And it's so easy to say be peace, and it's so hard to be peace. And you will fail, most definitely, as we all do. But to be peace is to be healing hope. It's to see that the dove brings the messages of peace and hope, especially to those of us with broken hearts and hurt souls. And as we move forward, it connects us with gentle compassion. So still, this Pisces full moon, for you Pisces, is coming forward. It's coming forward and guided by the dove spirit as it releases you from the pain that is holding you back, because it brings you to a place to be able to see that pain and not have that pain define you. You are finding yourself moving forward in a direction you hadn't anticipated, but that is greatly appreciated. We have the magician right here. And the magician for you, number one, is focusing on yourself. Focusing on the importance, its power, its integrity, its beauty, its acceptance. It's you. And as you have the magician come in, all right, you are being blessed. As above, so below, as you believe it, so it becomes. Now, what does that mean? I used to hear that and think, okay, if I just believe that I will be successful, I will be. But I was still terrified. But I believed that I was going to be successful. How do you mesh the two? And that is what the magician does. The magician brings forth the magic to transform our consciousness because we focus on what we need and what we want, and there are gifts of the mind and of the heart and of the earth and of the soul here to move us forward. As you think it, so it becomes. As above, so below. What you believe, you manifest. So if you believe you're going to be successful, powerful, mighty, but you fear it. And fear takes root so much faster than our hopes and our dreams. The fear wins. The roots are planted. Feel the fear and do it anyway, because the alchemist, the magician, transforms. The alchemist is said to have transformed or to seek the transformation of lead into gold. And that's pretty cool. But you could also think that's pretty silly, But here's the thing. Lead is ordinary. The alchemist, the magician, seeks to change the ordinary into the extraordinary. You are seeking to change you into the extraordinary, into something priceless, something breathtaking, something powerful. And it doesn't have to mean that everybody else sees it or understands it. It means that you walk in it, the truth and the dignity that is you. You have the high priestess. The high priestess and the magician are a beautiful pair. Okay? The high priestess has two mates, right? As I see it in the major arcana. She has the magician and she has the hermit. The hermit represents Virgo, right? So both these aspects come forward. Here, it is the more gregarious side. You're going to find yourself wanting to kind of go out there more, to see more, to express yourself more, to feel yourself being more in your power. It leads you to the tower. It leads you to the walls crumbling down. It leads you to a sense of being pushed out of your comfort zone, of looking at things more closely, more carefully, more truthfully, more honestly, as you transform, as you become. And as you do so, you find yourself being more you than ever before. You find yourself being empowered, because the tower is change. The tower is divinity saying, whether you like it or not, it is time to change. And more often than not, we do not like it, okay? Believe me. And it's like, I would rather stay. But you have a line of change, okay? You have the tower, you have the 7 of swords, and you have the 8 of wands. This is a line to change you forward, to move you in a direction that takes you out of your comfort zone and brings more. It brings more because you are embracing power and truth. And as the walls come tumbling down, you will not be put back together the same. But you will be built. It's kind of like, what is it? Go-Go Gadget, where you build him stronger and better, right? But there is a sense here of being more than you once were. Or the Terminator, that would be a better analogy. This is being more, because you already know what it's like to have things shattered on you. And you might say, Dane, I'm done with the shattering. My life has been one shattering after another after another. This is you rebuilding from it. This is you finding power and truth and knowing your destination of dignity. Of saying, this is where I stand and this is what I stand for. I will not be held back anymore. And the thing that Spirit keeps on having repeating in my head, when I look at the tower, it's Humpty Dumpty. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. They never once say that Humpty Dumpty is an egg. And when we fall apart, when we shatter, neither power nor force can put us back together. It is healing love. It is compassion for ourselves that has us rebuilding, that has us rebuilt. And that's what you're embracing here. It's moving you towards prosperity. It's moving you towards a forging of your success that is made from your own hands. that guides you forward towards something more and something greater, that has you looking at things in a new light and in a new way. You will not be stopped. No. But you're also making a study of it, seeing things more truthfully, more honestly for yourself. And as you do so, okay, as you're putting things together, the Two of Pentacles comes in. You're going to want to balance everything, right? You're balancing here spirituality with practicality. You're going to want to balance everybody else's needs and your needs, and you're going to kind of bite off just too much. Why? Because you're going to start forgetting about you and your power. The hard work, the way that what you have created shines down on you, illuminating you, building a ladder, building a pathway to this greatness, to this knowledge, to this truth. With the Two of Pentacles, you're trying to balance everything, right? And you forget that you're standing on a rickety old bridge. Who's going to watch out for you? This isn't saying be selfish. This isn't saying be self-centered. This is saying make sure that you count. Make sure that you know that you matter. Because that is very powerful. And that is your truth. That I matter as I juggle. I matter as I'm putting things together. I matter as I'm creating the bigger picture for me. I matter. And as you see this, it moves you to the hierophant. And the hierophant here is the guide. Okay, this is Taurus energy, a time frame of April 20th to May 20th. It is a sense of truth, of dignity, of self. And with the magician coming forward, it's like as you claim your power, and as the power of the high priestess and the magician come together and are guiding you during this time, you have to be authentically you. You have to. The hierophant cannot be anyone else. And the hierophant does not listen to anyone else. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the hierophant is the Pope. And the Pope in medieval times told kings and emperors what to do. He was powerful. And here, it's very funny, because in one of the early creations of the tarot, the hierophant is the Pope. And isn't the high priestess? Yes, it's the high priestess. That's called the female Pope. Yeah, the female Pope, the legend of Pope Joan. And again, you have the contrast coming forward. The masculine and the feminine, the seen and the unseen, the known about and the buried. And so you're going to have that power coming around you, guiding you forward, being a part of you. The hierophant for you is an embrace of your power and your truth, a forming of your knowledge. This is saying, this is who I am. And this is who I need to be. And I cannot be what is not me. And this is one of the ways that you take lead and you turn it into gold. You start living in truth, in your honesty. It doesn't mean you never tell white lies or you never, kind of fudge the truth a bit. It means that you are always authentically you. And you don't do the things that make you feel less than, that make you feel sad or, as if you've just walked off from your truth and your power and what you love. And you try very hard to live in the glory of yourself, which is also the glory of divinity. Because remember, as Brahma said, he had the God's head within man, because that is the one place that we as human beings will not look for it. Look within. Because as you do, you take up your knowledge, you take up your wisdom, and you move forward. Now, do you have to leave some things behind? Yes. Because some of the things that we learn, and some of the most important lessons, break our hearts. And if we carry that knowledge around with us, day in and day out, in the front of our minds, in every step that we take, it diminishes us. It shadows us. It silences us. Instead of being the learning tool and the power that we needed, it becomes the things, that strangle the joy out of our lives. And so here you move forward. You move forward with change coming in, and you sit there and change all around you, and your life may just have been changed. for so long that you cannot remember a time where you felt steady, safe, and secure. Where you felt like you had deep roots and nothing could hurt you. You're feeling that now. You're feeling as if you're building that, if not already there. And as you move forward in this knowledge and in this power, you have the King of Pentacles, wealth, prosperity, a strong link to the new moon in Virgo, to the sense of planning, in the sense of caring, in a sense of building a very, very, very solid foundation and seeing the way things link together, seeing the way you link towards and are driven towards what you truly want and where you want to be. With the King of Pentacles, there's a prosperity that's opening up. There's a claiming of the throne. There's a putting the crown upon your head and saying, this is where I belong. It comes as you see the hard work that you've put into things and you honor yourself for it. Instead of sitting there and saying, oh, I could have done better. God, I was so nervous when I did this. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to fail. It's like, no, I did it. See, we get caught up on the wrong things. We get caught up on lists that are about age, 30 under 30 and this under this and that under that. The power, the success, the bounty that is all supposed to be done and accumulated when we are all very young and still trying to figure things out. Here, it does not matter when you put the crown upon your head. Excuse me. It does not matter when you see your wealth and your prosperity and your bounty. It matters to us. Yes, it would be nice to have this our whole entire lives. But then we do not learn. If you ever notice, we learn the most when it is difficult, when there is a struggle, when things are hard and overwhelming. When we learn the most about ourselves and those around us. With the King of Pentacles, you're seeing the way things connect. You're seeing or beginning to understand why the hardships had to come, why the pain had to be there, why you had to move forward in this direction. And as you see this, you start to see you more. And you start to put things together that were once ignored, that you once thought, oh, wow, that's so silly, that's useless, that's, not where I need to be. And now you're like, oh, wow, that's a pathway to my gold, to my wealth, to my prosperity, to my bounty, to my bliss. And so you take your knowledge. And are you scared? Yes, of course. And you move forward. You move forward towards the unknown. Guided by the wishes upon the stars and this thin veil between you and spirit. Guided by the ancestors. Guided by your spirit guides. Guided by your angels. Guided by everything that you have learned in this life and in past lives. As you move forward. As you gain an understanding and a richness of soul. It starts within the mind, the ability to free yourself. And here it is planted within the heart. The heart and the mind are really talking to each other. And you are seeing this sense of authenticity from your emotions. This sense of power from your truth. And as you do so, you're anointed. In the public arena, you are blessed. You have this, Spirit is saying childlike innocence. But that can be misconstrued. You could sit there and say, well, that's rude. Children are naive and easily tricked and stuff like this. Children want to believe. And children believe in the magic of existence. We as adults, we lose that. We lose that wonder. We lose that bright-eyedness. We lose that sense of excitement and glory. It's finding it again. It's being blessed. It's messages from Spirit guiding you forward. It's things that you would normally say, oh, well, that's interesting, or what a unique coincidence. Being guided messages. Being yourself gently pushed by the bear spirit, the owl spirit, the crow and the dove. the place that you're supposed to stand, to the truth that is absolutely yours. You find this, you know this. You look at things with beginner's eyes, not with the same harshness, okay? But with a sense of wonder and understanding, with a sense of empowerment. As you do this again, messages guide you. The High Priestess whispers in your ear, pulls the veil away. You see things so much more clearly. It's intensely, and it can be overwhelmingly clearly. So you might need to have a talk with your angels, your spirit guides, with the High Priestess energy herself, saying, it's too much. Kind of dial it back a little bit. Because though I want to move forward and progress spiritually, become more aware and more awake, and that's why you're here, if it happens all at once, you could be blinded by too much light. And then it can become too scary to see it again. And don't think that just because you put the brakes on it a little bit, that it'll never come again, or a lot of it, that it'll never come again, because it will. It definitely will. As you learn, as you understand, as you're anointed, as you take in, things change. The Eight of Wands. Whether you're ready for it or not, it changes. It guides you in a way that you hadn't expected, hadn't anticipated. And this is a change that, ready or not, here it comes. Just as the Tower says, ready or not, here it comes. This pushes you from rigidity. And Pisces, it's very interesting because you are a water sign and you are represented by the moon, and both of these things are flowing and changing and forming and shifting, right? But when you get stuck, you can become very rigid. And this is a shattering of that rigidity, a moving into it's a pyre of freedom, a flaming torch of understanding, a sense of truth, and of power. And it is moving in you, around you, and with you, more than you know. And it's moving you towards something greater than you had anticipated. This moves you to the Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, greatly connecting you to the Aries full moon. This is determination, dedication. This is the second Festus moving night, all right? You are seeing yourself embracing your passion, embracing what you want, especially on this earthly plane, in the earthly arena. You're focused. You're focused on your goals. You're focused on what you desire. You are focused on the reason that you get out of bed in the morning and where it is that you want to be. And as you have that focus coming forward and you have yourself being moved, right? This fire energy is actually very intense because it warms the prosperity. So what Spirit means by this is that fire energy is the sun in the sky. It's the core of the earth, right? And if that were to go out, okay, the seeds would not grow. Life would not flourish, right? And so here it is this passion, it is this fire that keeps you moving in the direction that you need to be, that you want to be. And as you do this, your perspective changes. Now, Pisces, you're not like everybody else. And a lot of times there can be this feeling of, I wish I fit in. I wish I were like everyone else. I see things differently. I take in things differently. I, want things that are different. And again, that's why you're here. That's why you've found this channel, stumbled across it, because you're not like everybody else. And that's cool. We like that here. The perspective has changed. The perspective on time, the perspective on the way that you want to move forward, the perspective of who you are and where you need to be. It has changed. And you are embracing a part of you, an aspect of you, a truth of you that is much more authentic, much more powerful. And you find yourself embracing new heights, new understandings, finding connections that you hadn't seen before, that you hadn't put together. And it leads you to the chariot. It leads you to moving forward. in passion and in beauty, and to staying towards what you love. The thing with the chariot and with Cancer energy. Now, Cancer time frame is, of course, June 21st to July 22nd. And with the chariot, you move towards what you love. Now, with Cancers, when they are positive Cancers, okay, and they are on their right path, they cannot be moved from what they love. They are easygoing, yes, loving, yes, but they cannot be moved from what they love. And that is where their heart belongs. And this is you, Pisces. You cannot be moved from what you love. You change, you grow, you evolve. That is why you are represented by the moon. The silvery light of understanding guides you. You do not need the harshness of the day to see clearly. Actually, you see better in the quiet. But you also see best when you are led by your heart. And this does not mean that your heart and your mind do not talk, because you have these conversations coming forward. You have this understanding leading you towards so much more. All right? But what you have here is a need and a desire to be authentically you, to believe in you as you plant your seeds, as you grow your harvest, as you put things together, as you see the connections. Your heart guides. Your heart and your mind have these beautiful conversations. You start to see that emotion is important, that knowledge is important, and you put the two together. You don't live in pure emotion, which is chaos, and you don't live in pure logic, which can be disjointed, okay, and cold. You live right in the middle. And you are pulled forward, okay, to adventures unseen at times. And you might not even know that you are on an adventure right now, because it just feels so part of everyday life. But you are. And your ability to stay wide-eyed and to ask questions and to embrace your truth is so powerful that it raises you up. It raises you up to a height that you did not believe. And let's see what the moon has to say. How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Yeah, okay. How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the September 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Yeah, these two. Okay. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. We have nourishing, attraction, and fear. Growth. A time to heal. Expect powerful change. A new romantic cycle begins. Meditate and contemplate strong, strong, strong Pisces presence for you, Pisces. This is intense. The end of a rough cycle approaches. So here's the thing. What you are doing is you are nourishing and attracting that which frees you from fear. But it can also feel like you are nourishing and attracting that which brings fear. And what you're seeing yourself do is you're seeing yourself be freed from a cage and a cycle that has been a part of you. This is a strong connection with the crow spirit, okay? This is a strong connection with change and having to face that which once seemed distasteful to you. As you do so, you embrace the part of you that was hidden away, that was locked away, to be able to move forward in growth, the way that you want to grow on this earth, the power that you want to have within your life and within yourself. It moves you to a healing time, to a powerful time, to a time of change. And as it moves you to this healing time, you expect powerful changes. Powerful changes approach. And as those powerful changes approach, a new romantic cycle begins. This connects you with what you love, with what you desire. This romantic cycle does not have to be a romantic cycle just for you. No, this is a romantic cycle just for you. It doesn't have to be a physical romantic cycle, all right? It is a romantic cycle that falls you in love with life again, your path and your truth. And it doesn't have to be a romantic cycle just for you. It can start to encompass all that you touch, all that you are, all that you are becoming. And it moves you to meditation and contemplation. It moves you to a quiet stillness that has you seeing so much more. It moves you to be even more connected with the high priestess than ever before. And as you are, an end of a tough cycle approaches. An end of a hard time, an end of a tough time comes forward. It's the Tower. It's seeing the change come. And for some of you Pisces, it has been a very hard, very laborious change. And you step into that light that you seek. But remember, it's the soothing light of the moon. It's a quieter light. It's a reflective truth. For all of you Pisces, actually, you see this change coming forward. And it depends on how tough your cycle has been. For some of you, it's been like a drop down, drag out, nasty fight. For others, it has been learning to see the world differently, to see yourself differently, finding your empowerment, knowing what you desire. This leads you to your subconscious message. When it comes to the moon, there is abundance. Abundance leading you forward. Abundance guiding you. It leads you to deeper clarification. Confidence is key to success. Hold your head up high. You're going to think that confidence is being braggadocious or being full of yourself. It's not. It's knowing your worth and honoring it and not putting yourself last. This leads you to your tarot subconscious message, which is the Nine of Wands. A battle well fought and won. You're simply tired now. And now you need to connect. You need to see to your injuries. You need to see to where it is that you want to be and how it is that you want to move forward in life. And you need to go after your hopes, your dreams, and your destiny. But you need to quiet out the rest of the world because they don't understand. It's time to embrace a really tall fence, a Texas-style fence that says, keep out. Keep your opinions to yourself. This is my life and my truth. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're embracing. You have the 8 wands here. You have the wand that you lean on for support. And you say, everybody, I know you have your opinions. I know you think you know what I should be doing with my life and myself and the way that I should be moving forward. But I know more. I do. I know the power of my heart and my soul. I know the passion of myself. And yes, I have responsibilities. And I adhere to those responsibilities. But I also need to be fully and powerfully me and authentically me. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let us end this reading with a cleansing of the energy space, a raising once again of our own energy vibration, and a walking forward in power, peace, and confidence. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Pisces.